message here, and now the receiver, when he receives it, he need to decode it. Encoding is that, decoding is that he should understand what the sender has sent. When we go with the gossip network, there is only one person who knows about it, and he is a person who spreads the message to everybody. We call it as gossip network. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the 5th session of the chapter Directing. When we go with this word directing, we have a lot of topics which we are supposed to cover, as well as we are supposed to know about it, because these are the topics which will definitely enhance you people to form more of business management and the business skills. So today, the topic for the day is all about communication. Now, what exactly the word communication means? Now, the word communication is derived from the Latin word called communis. Now, what exactly the meaning of communis is? Now, communis in the sense it is common. So, it implies one thing. What exactly it implies? It implies common understanding. So whenever my students ask me, sir, how is that I need to improve my communication? I always tell them, you don't need to improve. You are supposed to first go with one understanding, that is, what is the thing which you want people to know about it. So communication is all about understanding. Now, the first one here, when we go with it, as I told you, it's a word which has been derived from the Latin called communis. So I have written here communis, and which means common, which consequently implies common understanding. If somebody can understand you properly, that means your communication is good. So you need to understand what is that you need to communicate with people. So here's an example. Now I have given a chart here where suppose this person A wants to tell something to a person who is here E. Now what happens here? Communication. So he can actually go straight away tell this person what really he wants to tell, but usually in the organization these type of chain cannot be broken. So what is that they do is, say here only I'll just split. Let's have this levels of management the same way. If there is a person called A and he wants to tell something to the person E, how exactly he says this? He will tell this to his immediate subordinate. The immediate subordinate will tell to his immediate subordinate. That is how the communication goes. So A will tell this person, they will actually go, done, and then the last person. So this is how the chain of communication happens in the organization. But here what happens is, you should not add anything or omit anything. Whatever he said, you are supposed to tell the same to this person. That is what we say communication is done. Later what happens is, again the same way, responsibility will flow from bottom to the top. So here what happens is, he will tell her what exactly has happened, done, done. That is how the entire process of communications takes place. Now here, communication is defined in a different way. Generally, it is the understood as a process of exchange of ideas. What is it? The exchange of ideas, views, facts, and feelings. That is what exchange, when I say, it is not one way, it is the two-way traffic. Next one here, elements of communication. Now here in this chart only, I'll just teach you what are the elements of communication. So for communication, we need two people. That is, a minimum is how much? Two people. Maximum, it can go like unlimited. You can actually communicate to a mass audience as well. So here when we go with the communication, there are two people. What exactly it is? The first one is a sender. The last person whom you actually go with, that is a receiver. So there are two people. So one we have here has a sender. Here is a person who is a receiver. So usually what happens in the elements is, the entire process of communication becomes the elements of communication. So you have a sender. You need to send a message to a sender, whether it is written, whether it is with the words, anything like formal or informal, any kind of a thing. That is what the communication is all about, verbal or non-verbal it is. So the sender need to first go with encoding the message, what exactly he need to send. So through that, there is something called a message here, And now the receiver, when he receives it, he need to decode it. Encoding is that, decoding is that he should understand what the sender has sent in the same way what the sender has sent. That is how I need to understand. Say example here, I'll be saying hi, and if you feel that it is like bye, so that is not communication, it is miscommunication. There is a barrier for communication. What the sender will send to the receiver need to understand the same way what the sender has sent. That is what the communication is. But is it like full complete? No. The receiver need to actually give something called a feedback to the sender. So this here we have what? The feedback here. So we have feedback. Now what happens is, there is something when it goes to the message, there is a noise which is created, the sound is created. So here it can be like a verbal or non-verbal, but there is a message to it and there is a noise to it. So these are the elements of communication. The first one here is what? Sender. Soon the sender need to do something called what? He need to go with the message, but he need to encode the message. Next is, there is a channel and we call that channel as a media. And the receiver, when you come to the receiver part, what happens is, before the receiver receives a message, the receiver need to go for decoding the message. After that, the receiver need to tell the sender that he has received the message, so he need to go with what? The feedback. So here what happens is, the feedback happens, and at the last what happens is, there is a noise. So these are the elements of communication. So what are the elements of communication? The first one here is sender, encoding the message, then decoding, receiver, feedback, and noise. So these are what? There is a channel here and we call that as a media. There is a channel called media. These are the channels. So this is what the elements of communication is. Very, very important. You people need to go with that. Next one is importance of communication. What are the importance of communication? What will happen to the organization if communication is placed? See here, I told you about sender and the receiver. Say exactly here we have employer and we have the employee here. So employer, whenever he wants the employees to do something, he'll give them command. So through the communication it happens. So act of the basis of what? Coordination. That means if communication is that, there will be definitely coordination between the employer and the employees. Helps in smooth working of an enterprise. So any enterprise, if they need to work properly, any of the managerial things, they should have a very good coordination. We need to have something called communication. Next is acts as a basis of decision making. So the more and more they have communication, they'll get ideas. Because I told you the meaning of communication is what? That is exchange of views, ideas, feelings. So it's better to know what the other person is feeling through a proper communication. Then you can actually make your own things and then go for decision making. Increases managerial efficiency. How? Because everyone, there will be a smooth flow. Definitely the managerial efficiency will increase. Promote cooperation and industrial peace. See, when there is no communication or there are barriers of communication, misunderstanding happens. But here, if everything is proper, coding is done, encoding is done, decoding is done, feedback is given, everything, the entire system looks very beautiful. But if this is not maintained, definitely they will not have a industrial peace. If industrial peace is not there, it is all the demerit of communication. So that's why the merits are what? Establishing effective leadership. So who is a person who is a leader in the sense? He should always have a very good communication skills. Boost morale and provide motivations. So through communication, we can actually boost the employees' morality as well as we can motivate them, and that is what they can actually give more productivity to the industry and the organization where they are working. Next one we have is formal communication. There are two types of communication. One is formal communication, another is a informal communication. So I've given here formal communication, few of the examples I have given you. Now please do understand, whenever we go with formal communication, it is the industrial approach, the business approaches where it is all formal. That means there are some protocols, there are code of conduct, there are something called rules and regulations, there are something called transparency. So here what happens is, the formal communication is all about what? Which is a military concept which goes back to the military, where the superior is there, the subordinates are there, the other employees are there. So here when we go, the first one is the wheel communication. What is a wheel communication? We can actually say the wheel in the sense like this. Done. But here in organization, whenever we go, it's not like the circle wheel which I told you. Here we have something called line of communication. Line of communication. These are the line of communication. So we always go with a line of communication. Say example, here we have levels of management. So here we have the top level, the middle level, the supervisor level, and it depends on what are the levels of management. Now here when we go with, it's all line of communication. Say here we have A. The line of communication says the next person is B. Thus immediate subordinates. That's why we go with line. We don't construct circles. Now the first one here we have is what? Wheel. When I say wheel, what exactly it is? There is this person who is a boss. He'll go with the line of communication is what? He'll go with like this, circulars. So if you go with it, that is the wheel. So line of communication is through that. The second one is inverted V. So though we have something called V's like this, but I always tell you this, whenever we go with any kind of a formal communication, we are supposed to know that whom we are supposed to communicate. The first one, here we have the first person. He need to tell something to the person 2. How exactly happens is the formal way it is like it can reach to 3 and the third person can tell this. It can reach to the fourth person and it can go with it. That we call that as what? V. It's like V. This is what is called the inverted V. Inverted V. Next one we have a circle. Now what the circle happens is, here we have that one person. If he needs to tell everybody, what happens? It goes like a circle. So this is what we call it as a circle kind of a thing. And the last one we have is free flow. That is from all the ways it can actually go. That is called free flow. What happens here in the free flow is usually if there is a person called A here and he wants to tell somebody, it's like this. It can go with any kind of a thing. Any kind of a thing it can go. That is called as the free flow. Here I have given one of the example where I have put a star mark where it goes like this. A is a person who wants to tell it to third person. He can tell. He can tell. So probability is what? More here. This is called the wheel plus the all the channel. That is free flow circle. Now here in the free flow circle, what happens is everybody can actually talk to anybody. But what happens is the message should be reached to all the department, to all the people who are working in the organization. This is called formal communication. Next one is we have informal communication. Now informal communication, we usually call that as a grapevine communication, which happens with friends, employees who are very much bonded with themselves. So it is not for everybody, only for few people. So communication that takes place without following the formal lines, that is called the informal communication. Next here, informal system of communication is generally referred to as grapevine because it spreads throughout the organization with its branches going out in all directions in utter disregard to the levels of authority. So they'll not go with the levels of authority. Anyhow, it can actually go with it. We have a lot of things like this. Say example, now here we have a person who is a boss. Say A. Now what happens is if he needs to tell him or him whatever it is, whenever we go with informal communication, we don't follow the line of communication. So what are the types of informal communication? We have single strand network, then gossip network, probability network, and the last one is the cluster network. Now here, is it good or is it bad? There is always a question about informal communication, whether it is good or it is bad. It's no harm that we can actually use informal communication, but the leader should always see to it that through informal communication, there should not be any disputes. So example, here we have the first with the single stranded. Now when we go with single strand, what happens is it goes with the line, but here what happens is these are the people who actually tell from the vertical as well as what from the top to the bottom as well as bottom to the top. Next one we have here is the gossip network, where one person is there. He is a person who is giving the message to all other people. Say here we have person A, then here we have a person called B, C, D, E and F. Now F can tell this to anybody or A can tell this to anybody. They follow the single line, that is called single stranded. When we go with the gossip network, there is only one person who knows about it, and he is a person who spreads the message to everybody. We call it as gossip network. Probability network, here what happens, again we have one person. Whether it reaches to all other, he will not know. Whether whom all it will reach also, he will not know. He'll tell few people and those people will tell everybody. That is how the gossip network goes with. So he can actually tell few and those few people will tell somebody else. That is what the gossip network. Last one is the cluster network. Now cluster network, what happens is many employees will be there. Only few people will get to know about these things, which is like a rumor, but other people will only think about whether there is a rumor or it is not a rumor. So that is what the cluster network is. So this is called informal communication or a grapevine communication. Next is barriers to communication. What are the barriers for a proper communication? We have listed 4 of the barriers. The first one is here we have as semantic barriers, psychological barriers, organizational barrier and personal barriers. So what are these barriers? The first one, semantic, when I go with it. Now semantic barriers are something which usually in the organization are the common barriers. The first one here is badly expressed message. So if a person doesn't know how to talk and he doesn't know how exactly to convey a message, we call that one of the semantic barriers. Next is symbols with different meaning. Right, I told you about it, right? It's saying that present, but it shows something else. So that is what symbols with different meaning. Symbols with different meaning, when you go with it, say again the same repetition here we have. Next is unclarified assumptions. So people usually, what happens is when you are talking to somebody, what you are talking, they'll not assume that, they'll think something else. That is what is also a semantic barrier. That is called, their assumptions are totally different. Technical jargons. Jargons in the means the big words which people doesn't even know. Say example, LOP. Now people will not know what exactly LOP is. Now LOP means what? Loss of pay. So if I say you have a LOP, now they'll feel what is that, loop means what? So again, what? Barrier to communication. Body language and gesture decoding. See, there are n number of people in your experience also you would have done. They don't give any response or any reactions to anything, but inside they are really soft. But what happens is the first impression, you see that person and you feel that he has a negative attitude. That is what is the body language and the gesture decoding. This is also what? Semantic barrier. Next one we have is psychological barrier. That means all through your brain, how you understand the word communication, the word messages. The first one here is premature evaluation. You will not go for the end result. You will analyze that, okay, this is what they are talking, and then that is called premature evaluation. Somebody is trying to tell you something, but they will not stop. But what happens here is you will only start thinking about them, judgmental. That is what we call it as premature evaluation. Lack of attention. It has happened to you people in your college days, school days, where you want to tell something to your friend, but your friend is not even listening to it. We call it as what? Lack of attention. Loss by transmission and poor retention. Now you can't grasp it. The last one is distrust. Now you don't trust a person, and whatever he says also or whatever she says also, you will not feel that it is all fact. So that is also what? A physiological or psychological barrier to you. Next is organizational barriers. So what is this organizational barriers? Here we have is, now we have a lot of things here. Say one of the organizational barriers are what? The superior and the subordinate. The subordinate, whatever they say, the superior will never listen to. And the subordinate superior, one more vice versa is there. Whatever the superior says, the subordinate will not listen to it. What exactly the organizational is? The first one, organizational policies, rules and regulations. You will not actually understand it. Status, because the rules and regulation keeps on changing. The organization policy keeps on changing. You will not even care about it. Status. Say when you go with the status here, when we go, say the same example A, B, C, and D. If A is talking, definitely there are people like D and C will always listen to A, saying that, okay, he's the boss, I need to go with that status. But here, when C is talking, now D may listen or may not, but B and A will never listen to it. That is what the status is. Complexity in organization structure. These are the complexity of the organization structure. Organizational facilities, how the system is, the ecosystem is there, or people cannot hear long distance from one chamber to the other chamber, and here a person is screaming because of physical barriers. You will not get a proper communication. That is also organizational barriers. And the last one is personal barrier. What is this personal? Fear of challenge of authority, or you have a fear, and that is what the communication will not reach you. Lack of confidence of superior on his subordinate. Now, whenever the subordinate does anything, the superior feel that the subordinate is not a person who can be able to do that work. So again, that confidence is not there. So whatever the communication happens with the superior and subordinate, the subordinate will do the work, but superior will never feel that confidence level. Unwillingness to communicate. And the last one is lack of proper incentives. Now here, incentives, when it is less, you don't feel like communicating. You are not getting more money or the salary. Now what happens is you don't go for any type of communication or discussion or exchange of views or ideas. So these are the barriers. The next one we have here is improving communication effectiveness. What exactly you are supposed to do and how exactly it will improve. So the first one, when we go with it, that is clarify the ideas before communication. So before you talk to somebody, you think about it, that what you are talking is meaningful or not. Communicate according to the need of receiver. Now what the receiver want, only that much you are supposed to communicate. Don't add more things. Consult others before communicating. Now you are supposed to see, if you need to communicate to your superior, before that you tell your other fellow colleagues, saying that these are the things which I want to tell this employer. Now what they feel. So be prepared about it. Be aware of language, tone and content of message. See, the language may be good, but the tone is really bad. Again, there is a barrier. So you should always understand the language, the tone and the content of the message which you want to actually go with. Last one is convey things to help and value to listeners. So always be a very good listener. See, this is a very big thing which you people need to understand and go for it. Always listen to people rather than just telling people about what you know, because whatever you know and you are telling somebody, that means you are just repeating what you know. So these are the things which you need to practice. Now the next one here is ensure proper feedback. Now after communication is done, what is that you should go with? You need to always take a feedback about it. Communicate for present as well as future. Never go with the past and crib about it. Follow up communications properly and be a good listener. So these are the things which you are supposed to do, and that is how will enhance you to improve the effectiveness of communication. And next one, when we go with it, we need to also understand that if people are not listening to you, you are not supposed to give them any ideas or any views, because if you give, they'll not take it. So these are the things which you are supposed to know. And today we have completed the chapter called directing. Any doubt regarding this chapter, please do college. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.